Yeah, how you doing? This is the command post in Tower 2 of the World Trade Center.
Okay.
This is Chief Devlin. I got to get a rundown of the companies. We're in a state of confusion.
All right.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane has crashed into one of the towers of the World Trade Center.
I had friends that were stuck in the tower above where the plane actually hit, and so it's a day that I will never forget. I lost friends in that horrific attack, and it breaks my heart just thinking.
I was shocked, couldn't believe it. It was so unreal. And then when they came over and said it actually happened, we all was just tearful. And it's a day I never forget. It's a day I hope never come again.
We were devastated. We were there locked in to the television, looking at things that we could not believe was real. And it went on and on and on. But I remember distinctly that day, September 11th,
another plane just hit. Right, oh my God, another plane has just hit. It hit another building, flew right into the middle of it. Explosion. My God, it's right in the middle of the building.
When I got the first phone call, and it was from one of my best friends in college, and just saying that there was a plane that hit the tower. So I woke up in time to see the second plane hit the tower, and it was a very unique, real experience.
When the second plane hit, it was obvious that this was no accident, that something was bad wrong, and just a sick, sinking feeling that we could actually be under attack here in our homeland, which is obviously something that my generation has certainly never experienced. And from then on, it was just it was work, because we had things to do. We had with the sheriff's office, we didn't know what the day would bring. We were communicating with our state and federal partners from then on.
We were all watching the news. It was all devastating. I remember seeing different video clips of the plane hitting the Twin Towers. It was drastic. It was a very sad and drastic day.
A big bang, and then we saw smoke coming out, and everybody started running out, and we saw the plane on the other side of the building, and there was smoke everywhere, and people are jumping out the windows. Over there, they're jumping out the windows, I guess because they're trying to save themselves. I don't know.
It was so appalling and so upsetting. And I remember President George Bush at that time went there shortly thereafter, made some great statements, how we all came together and America stood together, and from that day on, the world changed, no question about it.
2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. I have spoken to the Vice President, to the Governor of New York, to the Director of the FBI, and have ordered that the full resources of the federal government go to help the victims and their families, and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act.
You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the 2 towers. A huge explosion now, raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way.
I hope I live. I hope I live. It's coming down on me. Here it comes. I'm getting behind a car.
It was like just sick to your stomach when it happened. I mean, that, an attack like that with not only in New York, but, on the Pentagon, and then the failed attempt that crashed in Pennsylvania, it was terrible.
As you can see behind me, the Pentagon is still smoldering from that direct hit it suffered this morning, but it's finally cooled down enough so that rescue workers can begin the task of recovering the dead and wounded. One early count put the number of dead at 20, but no one expects it to stop there.
I didn't really learn about a lot of it until after the fact, but once I realized what was going on, I realized how impactful it was to not only our hometown, but the entire world. It was crazy.
We have a federal emergency response plan, and at President Bush's direction, we are implementing it.
We began to implement it immediately after the first attack in New York this morning.
So then they're saying, hey, it's a terrorist. This is a planned attack against the United States. I was in disbelief, just wondering what was next. You know, are they gonna stay in New York? Are they coming to Mississippi? Are we gonna be under attack here? From the transporting in the airports to just everyday living, it changed. It definitely did.
I am so sad that so many people were killed. Just thinking about getting up that morning, going to work, kissing your kids goodbye, rather kissing your husband or your wife and saying, hey, I'll see you this evening so we can have dinner together, to never see that person again. So we should never forget. That's a day I'll never forget.